strange welcome. Are they escorting us in this time?
They're blocking the way? This is no welcome.
Confirm photon torpedo detonation in immediate vicinity. We're being surrounded by a fleet of Federation vessels.
As you can see from this video, the Kukai Foundation has engaged in what is clearly an act of aggression against the 117th Marine Division. From the events that followed, we can only come to the conclusion that this was an act of rebellion orchestrated by the Foundation's creators, the Second Miltian government. In light of these troubling events, we hereby enter a motion for the following. Per Article 104, an emergency suspension of the vested rights of Second Miltia's autonomous government.
I'd like to add that the 422nd Fleet from Gedalia has been dispatched to the scene in order to surround and contain both the Kukai Foundation and Second Miltia.
Hold on there. Won't that constitute an unauthorized use of force?
The deployment is in accordance with the Federation Emergency Powers Act. It is fully within our powers.
I would think that the Kukai Foundation possessing that level of weaponry is a far greater problem in and of itself.
Perhaps they were heroes during the conflict, or whatever in the past. But the current situation is a result of letting them have their way for so long. The Zohar belong to the entire Federation. Why should Second Miltia have sole control?
The decision to turn the artifacts of old Miltia over to an impartial third party was decided by vote 14 years ago.
We're talking about the dangers of it being monopolized by a corporation.
The Kukai Foundation was converted after the completion of the post-war cleanup and their own disarmament. Since taking on their current name and converting to a business, their primary source of income has become entertainment and tourism. How could they possibly have a vested interest in the Zohar?
You call that disarmed?
It's just enough for self-defense. Think back to the reason the organization was formed. Not only that, we can't ignore their recent achievements against the Gnosis.
Can we be certain these accusations aren't merely jealousy on the part of a state that didn't receive post-war government handouts?
How dare you!
I've heard rumors that Miltia was secretly involved not only with the current planetary disappearance case, but also with other recent developments, including the anti-Gnosis Zohar project.
I'd like to hear the Contact Subcommittee's thoughts on all this. Dr. Mizrahi?
We moved the 100 series Realian to Second Miltia in accordance with the original plan. We're following the protocols.
But I wonder, have you forgotten that it was Miltia that produced the lunatic that summoned the Gnosis and tried to destroy the Federation?
I sympathize with your desire to defend your late husband, but perhaps you are too deeply involved in this situation.
I would not have expected my presence here to be misconstrued in such a manner.
Oh, really? This is just post-war governmental policy.
You will destroy the Federation if you continue!
Jealousy on the part of the state, that's all.
Order! Order! We've just patched in with Representative Helmer. I'd like to hear about the situation from the Second Miltian government. Well, Representative Helmer?
In accordance with Federation law, we hereby place the Kukai Foundation under arrest for the suspicion of violating Article 798, Chapter 37, Collection and Concealment of Defense Information, and Article 2153, Chapter 105, Acts of Aggression against Federation vessels, and hereby revoke all rights previously granted. Shut down your engines and relinquish your weapons immediately.
Acts of aggression against Federation vessels?
Furthermore, should the Miltian government allow the Kukai Foundation to dock the Durandal, we will issue a state of emergency notice under Article 2384, Chapter 115, Part 18, Conspiracy to Aid Insurrection.
It looks like they think the Durandal conspired with the Miltian government in an attack on the Federation fleet.
Huh? What Federation fleet? Hey, check out the network news on the sub-monitor! You're not gonna believe this!
On the morning of the 21st, it appears that the 177th Marine Division flagship Woglinde of the Galaxy Federation's Tessadora Division came under attack by a heavily armed ship belonging to the Kukai Foundation.
The Woglinde? What? I thought the Gnosis attack had been reported already.
The company has been identified as operating in conjunction with the Second Miltian government, and considerations for the possibility of treason have forced the Federation Parliament to dispatch...
They did a good job doctoring that video. But how did they synchronize the battle coordinates as well?
Damn! That's from when we fought the UTIC organization! Those bastards were recording it!
I see. That would explain how the absolute coordinates match. I guess that's their indisputable proof. Even I'm starting to think that we did it.
Considering the situation, you don't sound very worried.
In any event, this is confirmation that the remnants of the UTIC organization have infiltrated both the Federation government and the military.
Which means their next target is... This is such a blatant lie, it's ludicrous. As survivors, if we testify...
They'll just claim that you survived because you were in on a conspiracy.
This is insane! Do you think this is why headquarters hasn't communicated with us?
Captain Lapis Roman of the Galaxy Federation Special Ops Command Headquarters, Intelligence Bureau. I hereby place this ship under custody of the Galaxy Federation. I understand you're from the Woglinde. I'll take you in as witnesses. All Vector property will be temporarily confiscated as evidence.
Cosmos!
Here's the 100 Series Realian under warrant.
Hey, don't hurt her!
Detain them in a single room and watch them carefully.
All of them?
Splitting them up will only serve to underman our guard posts. Investigate as much of the ship as possible before we rendezvous with the others.
Yes, ma'am.
Guinan Kukai, you are hereby under arrest for suspicion of treason against the Galaxy Federation. Come with me.
As you wish.